guys, and welcome to another episode of Bloodshots, the podcast about movies and TV shows. We have a special guest joining us today because Mr. Wesley called out sick. On my left, we got Derek White, Thunderfoot 240, who comments on everything. And then to my right, Aaron Schmidt.
YOLO.
Who hardly ever calls out sick. And I'm your host, James. We actually did see a movie this week in the movie theater, so we will talk about that. But as always, if you guys like what you see, you can head on over to patreon.com/derail to help support us. You can find us on YouTube and also Instagram, sometimes Snapchat. You can find us on Twitter. You can like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff. You can also leave some comments below, and at the beginning of this episode, we'll read them on the show. Speaking of which, do we have any comments?
We do.
Oh, shit.
So last week was Making a Murderer Season 2 review. It has 2 comments, 1 thumbs up, and 3 thumbs down.
Oh!
Oh!
It's got 3 dislikes. So
Oh, no.
I don't know. People must like that.
Boring shit?
I don't know. It was terrible. Comment number 1 from Joyce Kircher. This is a paragraph, so get ready.
Oh, my God.
Last week we commented about her winning the lottery. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she said, that was funny, lol. No, I didn't win yet, but I will, don't worry. I won the Play 4, I think 5 times. You
3.
took me twice to get the money, and Gail took me twice. And I think Mike Horn took me once. Also, remember all the thousands I won on the radio a number of times? And that 10,000 I won on Power 96?
I don't remember that. I must have been a kid.
10,000?
I don't remember that.
And a TV
Yeah.
DTC.
I remember the TV. A Sony Trinitron. I'll never forget. From a radio station called Love 94 Jazz.
She goes, you don't have to read this all on your next podcast.
Oh, whoops.
Keep up the good work. So that was number 1. And the second comment is from Slice Tube. They say, bruh,
Oh!
is this even your video?
What?
Yes, it is.
Bro.
That was our video.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Bruh, is this even your video?
Oh, man.
Sure
That's
is.
awesome.
That's our video. And I'm sticking to it.
Is that all the comments?
That's it.
All right. How's our box office looking?
Pretty full of dollars.
None's gone, though, right?
None
None's
has
finally
been
gone?
I think, yeah.
A couple weeks now?
Yeah, a couple weeks now. Number 1, Halloween. It has grossed $129 million.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Number Dose. A Star is Born.
A dick is born.
It has grossed $150 million.
Ugh.
Number 3, Venom. $188 million. Number
Nice.
4, Hunter Killer, is a untested American submarine captain teams with U.S. Navy SEALs to rescue the Russian president who has been kidnapped by a rogue general.
So, Red October?
It sounds similar. Even the cover looks like it. It's grossed $7.3 million. First Man is on number 5 with $38 million. The Hate You Give is number 6 with $19 million. Number 7, Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, has grossed $39 million.
Holy shit.
Mid-90s. Is this the
That's the
skateboarding Jonah Hill
movie,
one?
Yeah. I want to see that.
Yeah. Me very much so.
me very much.
Very much.
I'm so-
That is number 8. It has grossed $3.6 million, but it is a very, very low budget. It has not announced what its budget was, so I can't confirm. But it can't be a ton. It really can't be a ton, and it's getting great reviews. Number 9, Smallfoot, with $73 million.
Still?
And number 10, Night School,
Oh my
is
God.
still on there with $72 million. It must be a hoot.
Bring
it
the
must
nun
be
back for that.
A holla.
So wait, maybe I've missed it. Has Bad Times even made it on the list?
I think it was on last week. The Bad Times at El Royale. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
it was on last week, and it's out. So
Man.
yeah,
Interesting.
Dunzo.
Well, do you have any news? I have a little bit of news.
Naomi Watts is cast for
Yep.
the Game of Thrones prequel.
That was my number one.
Eddie Redmayne in talks to star in Aaron Sorkin's Trial of the
Yep.
Chicago 7. And Chloe Grace fucking hater Jack O'Connell to play Bonnie and Clyde in Love Is a Gun.
Oh, poop.
I do not like Chloe Grace.
Yeah.
And
I thought. Yeah, go ahead.
rehire James Gunn billboard pops up at Disneyland.
Yep. Interesting. So nothing too crazy.
The Meg heads for franchise
Yeah.
status sequel.
Also, there was rumors we talked about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
That Daredevil might also get canceled. And then Vincent D'Onofrio got on Twitter and he was like, no, dude, we're not getting canceled. Fuck that.
You could understand why that
Yeah.
would go around, though, for sure.
Yeah, because they were shit canning everything else.
Because Thanos.
Yep. Fucked it
No,
up.
No news. I think we have a lot to talk about.
We do. Let's start off with some TV. So you're on episode 7 now of Hill House?
Yes, but I want to talk about Always Sunny first.
Okay.
Because that's shorter.
True.
Always Sunny was a Halloween or a Home Alone episode where they're about to go to the Super Bowl between the Patriots and the Eagles.
Yeah.
And Charlie can't find his Green Man outfit.
Oh my God.
His Green Man suit. It's a tradition. He has to wear green, he has to eat brown, and he has to drink yellow.
Oh my God.
Okay? It's how they win. All right?
So he has to eat shit and drink piss?
No, he eats brown, which is I can't remember what it is, like tacos or something.
Oh.
And then he has to drink yellow because beer is yellow.
Okay.
Okay. So he goes and he's like, let me find my green suit. And they're like, you know what? You're always trying to do something weird. I wish you would just stop it. And he's like, well, you know what? I wish you would just disappear. Like Macaulay Culkin does at Home Alone.
Yeah.
And then someone dressed in a Green Man outfit jumps onto the party bus that Frank buys while Charlie's in there looking for in the bar looking for his outfit, and they leave without him. So he goes back out and he goes, I can't find it anywhere, and they're all gone. And he's like,
Motherfuckers.
I made my friends disappear.
Yeah.
And so he has the bar to himself. So they do a Home Alone thing where he's jumping on the bed, he's going through, hey Mac, I'm going through your stuff, and then he pulls out D's underwear and he's like, D, woof, and he does the whole like,
Yeah.
like
Did
that
they
whole
use
thing.
any of the music from?
It does
from
the
movie?
it does the rocking around the
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
tree. It does the whole thing. It's a whole And then these people come walking around the corner and they knock on the door to the bar, or they try to open the door and it won't open. And he's like, "Dude, look at the sign." And it goes, "It's closed because salmonella for Super Bowl." And it's like totally illiterate, like Charlie speak. And they're like, I don't get it. Is it closed for salmonella or because of the Super Bowl? And they're like, it doesn't matter. And so Charlie sees the people and he's like, oh my God, it's robbers. So he booby traps the whole bar like Home Alone.
Jesus.
And so he's setting up the last trap and it's a bunch of strings going everywhere. He goes he's doing the Mission Impossible through the strings, and then he steps in the bear trap that he set up and it clamps on his leg and he's like, he's crazy. And he's basically just trying to turn on the TV so he can watch the Eagles while he's trapped in this bear trap, and he's trying to wear green, eat brown, and drink yellow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And so he ends up drinking his pee.
Yeah.
He ends up, I can't remember. Oh, he eats a rat
Oh.
because it was brown.
Yeah.
And there's a green paint can, and he takes that down and covers himself in green, and then whatever. It was pretty funny. It's very hard to explain. It's
One of the
probably
better
one of the
ones, or
harder.
no?
It's
Same.
same, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It started out kind of like I wasn't laughing very much, but then once he gets into this whole situation, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, now I understand where it's going. It was weird, but it was funny.
Did they show the other guys at the Super Bowl at all, or
Not at all.
Oh,
it was
really?
literally just Charlie.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
the cold open was everybody, and then they all go to the game, and then it's just Charlie.
do they come back at the end at least or anything? Really?
No, it's actually
So they don't even do like the reunition. The reunion.
It's a two-parter. So he's
Oh.
trapped in the bear trap,
Mhm.
and he turns the TV on, and so basically he has these cardboard cutout Eagles guys, and they come to life because he's
Oh,
hallucinating because
yeah.
he's been throwing up and because he ate the rat and he's lost a bunch of blood. There's blood everywhere. It's super gruesome. He's
God.
eating a rat and throwing up and drinking his pee, and he's bleeding everywhere, and it's very gross.
Ugh.
For like a comedy or whatever, but it's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
So he turns the TV on, and they're like, Charlie, you know there's a release mechanism. Like, these are set up for animals, and you're a
my
human.
God.
You have thumbs.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, yeah, you're right. And he unhooks his thing, and he turns the TV on. He gets his leg out the whole
Oh my
time.
God.
And then they're like, Brady has the ball, and he's like, yeah, the two football guys come to life, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to put your leg back in the thing.
Oh shit.
It's part of the whatever, part of the ritual. And he's like, oh man, the same leg, and like, yeah, the same leg.
Same
So
leg.
he puts it back on, and then it's like to be continued or whatever.
Oh God.
So we'll see.
So next week, this week is the.
The
When does
second
it air
part of
again? Sunday?
Wednesdays.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, it was pretty funny.
Nice.
Two-parter.
That's awesome.
Did you watch South Park?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I didn't expect Wes to not be here, so I did not.
Derek, did you watch South Park?
No,
Do you watch South Park?
no,
Ever?
no.
Do you watch anything funny? No.
We watched Hill House.
I want to watch Hill House. I haven't watched that yet.
At all?
No.
Oh, that's
I-
right. You said Angela watched like 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, and she was like, nope, shutting that off. That's scary as shit. And so I was like, okay, I'm hearing a lot of good things. The fact that Stephen King said it was near genius that's some serious credibility. That dude's like the king. Well, no pun intended. He's like the king of horror.
Right.
So I wanted to see that. Actually, we're preparing for the new Girl with a Dragon Tattoo movie. So we've been watching the old trilogy in its original Swedish or whatever.
I've only ever seen the Daniel Craig one.
With Ryan.
I haven't seen the English versions. These are the original. And we had just started the third one, but like we were watching it, and she looks at me and she goes, "You want to go play your game?" And I went, "No, we can watch this." And she goes, "Okay, well, I'm bored. I'm tired of reading the movie.
Yeah.
So do you want to go play your game?" And I went, "Yeah, okay." So I left, and so I'm who knows? I might get back to watching it.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, Haunting of Hill House is very good. I just finished
I'm here.
episode 6.
And that's the one that was super hyped up.
Technically amazing. I'll give that away because I was very unsure of what they meant, what everyone meant by why it was
so good. Yeah.
And it's story-wise it's good, but
Okay.
it's a technical achievement.
Is it?
They do a 17-minute shot.
Oh, is that
without
why they
cuts.
said like they like surprised that they pulled that off?
Yeah.
So it was a
17
technique.
minute
Okay.
shot.
Yeah, no
One
cuts.
shot, no breaks.
No breaks. Multiple sets, multiple
Wow.
lighting. The show is known for like ghosts being in the background and stuff that they don't necessarily show you. There's those. It's incredible. It's really insane.
Damn.
But that's as much spoilers as I will give for that episode because it's
Yeah.
very good.
I finished episode 4 last night.
Which is the Luke episode.
The Luke episode, yeah, with the man in the bowler hat.
Man alive.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I never would have thought of that.
Dude.
You think of so many of these scary, spooky things, and even the bent neck lady from
Yeah.
episode 1 is like, oh, that's creepy. But like,
Yeah.
I would think of that.
Yeah.
When little Luke opens up his door and he sees that guy,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's weird.
And only the
creepy.
cane touches the floor.
It's weird, man. It's
And then grown-up Luke starts to see him.
Mm-hmm. It was very good.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
The thing about the show is that it's not just scary. It's also like incredibly dramatic and incredibly heartbreaking. And you get this dynamic of this family, and it's not just scary for scary's sake.
Yeah.
Everything scary has a reason that ties into this family, and it's super sad and it's very scary and it's interesting. It's an emotional toll.
Yeah.
For sure.
One of my favorite things about this show is that so there's everybody knows the premise. There's a family that was in a haunted house, right? That's everybody knows that. However, what I find cool is that not everybody in that family saw shit. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yep.
I fucking love that.
And the one who didn't see anything is the one who's making money off of it.
Exactly.
The fact that The Haunting of Hill House is the name of the series, but it's also the name of the book that one of the characters wrote when he got older, and he didn't see shit, and so his family hates him because he's using their stories.
Their torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that's great.
Yeah, and they're all like, we told you that in confidence. Like,
you said we were crazy, but now you're gonna just tell their stories and make millions and millions of dollars off of it.
And then there's a twist involving that too with the fucking husband.
Mm-hmm.
That was super cool too.
Right? Yeah. Just watch it.
Oh,
I
man.
can't. I don't even want to. There's so many spoilers. I don't even want to get into it. I just want to say that it's fantastic. It's hard to talk about without spoiling it.
I think,
and I feel like we're too close to its release to spoil it.
Derek, I feel like, from what I know about you and your tastes in movies, I feel like once you watch this series, you might rank it pretty high up there with Shawshank.
Wow.
It's very good.
Yeah,
very
I'm
smart
definitely
show.
intrigued. I definitely want to see it. And like you guys called me last week or something, and you were like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And I'm like, I don't know. I still don't know. I even later on, I was making dinner or something, and I asked her, "I'm like, what's your favorite scary movie?" She's
From
like,
Scream.
I don't know, and I'm like, I just don't watch a lot of scary movies, and the ones that I have seen, I look at them so more cheesy now, where it's like, yeah, it might have been scary the first time I watched it, but it's certainly not something that I'd be like, oh, this was scary. Like when the Blair Witch Project, the original, came out, everyone was all freaked out about the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, because it made people throw up.
Yeah, people didn't want to
from
go
shoddy camera work.
And it was it was creepy because I hung out in the woods all the time. I lived in fucking.
That's why it was creepy to me, is because everyone that I knew's backyard looked like where they were.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the dumbest shit in the world. Mm-hmm. I got nauseous watching it because I can't stand jumpy camera work.
I think it's an interesting movie because it's very boring if you watch it now. Mm-hmm. It's like they go to bed, they are in a tent, they hear a bunch of noises, they wake up, and then there's a pile of stones outside of their tent, and you're like, to 2018 standards, you're like, okay,
yeah, cool.
But
stones,
back then, for me, I was a little kid. Everyone's backyard looked like where they were. I remember when I saw that, I was like, it was scary. Yeah. Like the camera work aside, the found footage thing aside, yeah, it's hard to watch. It's blah, blah, blah. But it's also very dated. It's super boring nowadays. Nothing fucking happens in
the
that
new
movie.
one was terrible.
Right, yeah.
See, and I don't watch I don't watch scary movies.
I love scary movies.
Back in high school, I remember watching The Omen, the remake of The Omen.
The remake.
Yeah.
It was
the original's
it
awesome.
Was good. I had seen that and it was good. I wouldn't necessarily call it a scary movie. There was parts where it was freaky. I guess maybe more of a psychological thriller. But The Number 23.
Oh yeah.
I loved that movie. I loved it because I
Crazy
liked to
Jim.
see
Yeah.
Jim Carrey perform a different type of role, but and then it was your brain was pointing out everything. You're like, that adds up to 23. That adds up to 23. Everything adds up to 23. It was freaky for a while. I look back on movies like Scream now, and like when he guts him in the beginning of the movie, like that was a big deal. But now it's, I look at it and I'm just I like stuff that's more trippy. Like I like stuff that kind of makes your head go, huh? Like
that movie,
like
Pie.
Shutter Island. You're kind of guessing the whole time, and there's parts that are it's like you're going, what the fuck? And then when the big reveal happens, it's like your brain has this big orgasm, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, that makes total sense. That's fucking awesome.
But that's not the ending to Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone thinks the ending reveal to Shutter Island is in the lighthouse when they're like, oh, you are Teddy Daniels, or Teddy Daniels is a fake guy. You're Andrew Leedus, and you killed your wife because she killed your daughters or whatever, and your son. That's not the fucking ending, okay? That's all good and well, and that's a twist if you want. But like a lot of people are like, oh, I saw that coming. Oh, I saw that coming. Blah blah blah. It was so easy to predict. Blah blah blah. Okay, great. That's not the ending. The ending is when they're sitting on the fucking steps, and Hulk comes next to him, and he's like, so what's our next step? And he's like,
he gives that fucking line.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know if I'd rather live a monster or die a hero, a sane person or a hero or whatever. And then he like kind of gives him a double look or whatever. And then Hulk is like, wait a minute, are you crazy or are you not crazy? And he just gets lobotomized. And they come with the thing, and it's like, that's the fucking ending, is that you don't even know. You don't even know if he knows if he.
Who did Shutter Island?
Angela asked me. So
okay.
It is based on a book though.
She asked me afterwards, because the big twist is like, okay, so they got him to break down, and they got him to admit that yes, he's been a patient there because he killed his wife.
Yeah.
But at the end, he doesn't want to live with the idea that.
Or does he? We don't know.
Wife. And so she goes, "Would you do it?" And I went, "What?" And she goes, "If you knew that your wife killed your kids because you didn't get her the help that she needed so desperately, and ultimately your kids died because of that, would you want to live knowing that you did that, or would you want to be lobotomized and just forget it all?" And I was like, I have a hard time with the idea of just becoming a vegetable. Mm-hmm. And she was like, if I did it, I'd totally. She would go for the lobotomy.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, that's the thing is he goes, Hulk or whatever, Mark Ruffalo, he goes, what's our next step, Teddy? To test him, right? Because before that, he's in the room and he wakes up and they're like, here, we've done this 100 times. We've got through with you before, but you've always broken down. And he's like, no, you're right. I'm Andrew Leedus. I killed my wife. I know what I did was wrong, and I get it, right? And then they're on the steps, and he comes up and he goes, what's our next step? And he goes, I don't know, man. You're still my partner. We got to go do this thing. And then he looks over at the doctor and goes, yeah, he failed. He's back in it. And then he says would you rather live a monster or die a sane person? And he gives Mark Ruffalo a little look, and you're like, wait. Mm-hmm. Why are you saying that?
Yeah.
Are you actually cured or are you not cured? Do you think he's your partner still? I don't know. And that's the brilliance of the ending of that movie. And everyone's like, oh, I knew he was the patient. Yeah, go fuck yourself. It's the same thing with people who watch Lost. Oh, they were dead the whole time. Yeah, you didn't fucking watch the show. You didn't watch the show. That's what that tells me. You didn't watch the finale because they fucking explicitly state that they are not dead the whole time. Explicitly. Anyways, I'm getting riled up.
Maybe you should drink some more balls, man. Just calm down.
Balls.
We watched Halloween.
Halloween. Number 27 of released Halloween movies.
H2O. I think it's number 11.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys talked about, I think it's number 11.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called Halloween, which is in 2018. You've got 1978 Halloween. This Halloween 2018 is a direct sequel.
Yep.
But they're both called Halloween.
Yep.
And they both ignore Halloween 3 and on.
Yep. Never
so
happened.
it's really Halloween 3 because they acknowledge that Halloween exists. They acknowledge the events of Halloween 2. But this new Halloween ignores the events of Halloween 3, 4, 5, 6.
Rob Zombie, everything.
Rob Zombies, H2O, whatever. Not even in space, just Jason.
Yeah. Freddy and Jason.
It's so. Yeah.
Jason versus Predator.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
So it's weird. I think it's confusing. Here's the thing. The expectation for this movie is in the fucking dirt. They're remaking Halloween. Again. Okay.
With Jamie Lee Curtis.
This is going to be a train wreck. And guess what? It's kind of not. It's kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
In a not shitty way, right? It's not like
Is it just more of the same?
It's not that it's more of the same. It's just that it's nothing happens. You know, like he kills people, he gets out, he kills people, he gets to Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis kills him,
tricks him again,
and then it's like that. That's literally the movie, but it took an hour and a half.
They reversed the scene from the first Halloween.
Yes, she kind of becomes Michael Myers, and this is kind of why it's not super terrible, is because like Jamie Lee Curtis has now kind of become Michael Myers.
Yep.
Which is interesting. Like they go into this a little bit where like she fucked up her whole family because of Michael Myers. She didn't love her daughter. She doesn't love her granddaughter. They fucked up their whole lives.
It's just a thirst for revenge.
Yeah. But then what they didn't play with enough is that Michael Myers didn't give a fuck about her at all. Like if you think about it, he was not after her in this movie. He did not care. It was all new Loomis's. So Loomis puts on the mask and puts him in the car and drives him to Jamie Lee Curtis. Mm-hmm. If that doesn't happen, Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael never interact ever. And that's what kind of was shitty about his role, is that it only existed to progress the story so that they met.
Yep.
But they could have played with that a lot more, where like Jamie Lee Curtis has been obsessed with Michael Myers this whole fucking time, has obliterated her family because of it. That's interesting. That's an interesting character dynamic. And that Michael doesn't give a fuck about her. Mm-hmm. He literally just kills because he's a killer. Yeah. He just kills to kill. That's why original Halloween was so scary, is because it
didn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He's just killing people to kill people. That's why it's scary. And that's why this worked as well, is because he's just going from house to house killing people.
Yep.
When they killed the kid at the beginning, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They're killing kids.
Yep.
He's killing.
Then he passed over the baby.
Yeah. But yeah.
The little infant baby.
That's a line you don't cross, you know.
Unless you're the movie mother.
Right.
Fuck that movie, dude.
But like this movie works like on a couple little things, and then it's really boring, and then it doesn't work at all in other points, and it just ends up kind of being like, like I didn't have fun in that movie.
The ending of that movie made me do what I just did.
Yeah,
it was very snooze fest. It was.
That's kind of.
It was what they always do to Michael Myers. They always just trick him.
Yeah.
And then you never see him actually die.
He's not dead.
And then there's a sequel.
They burned him alive.
Well, you don't see anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't see anything at all.
He's going to be alive. He's going to be alive. Yeah.
Maybe he'll be burnt this time a little bit.
Right. I'm sure there actually probably was a post-credit scene where he like walks out or whatnot.
Yeah, wouldn't doubt it.
It was so... But the thing is, I think people are talking about it because it's not garbage. I think people are like, oh, Halloween. It's okay.
Better than we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because the expectations are so low. They're just in the dirt that they come out of it like, well, that was kind of boring.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like terrible. So they're like, oh, it was all right. Yeah, that's fine.
But it's still more watchable than Pink Cadillac.
Right. Yeah, I would watch that.
You know, and I gotta say, so two things making in reference to Bloodshots, because of your guys' show, Angela learned that Iron Fist got canceled. I told her, I'm like, hey, by the way, Iron Fist got canceled, and I was like, check it out on the Bloodshots podcast, and so. But then Luke Cage being canceled, I told her about that.
Yep.
And she goes, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you're going to have to watch it on the Bloodshots podcast. You're going to have to go check it out. So I'm like plugging it, but your guys' review of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness made me want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded great. You guys sounded like you had a really good time with that movie. You know, and that it kind of exceeded your guys' expectations. Aaron, you were talking about a shot where they filmed it and then they filmed the TV to get like a dream sequence or something like that. But like you guys kind of talked about it in a way where I kind of got excited to see a movie.
That's kind of the goal of flashback too. Is kind of, you know, the shitty part is sometimes we watch bad movies and it's funny to make fun of them and they're terrible, but. The positive to it is that sometimes it's like, wow, this movie's really good, and then people are like, oh, I'll watch that movie.
Yeah.
You know, and you kind of get to discover these gems that you never would have heard of before.
Scum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of.
Speaking of flashback. So we wanted to stick with the Halloween theme. So we did scary movies, but however, there were none that came out apparently the last week of October in any of those years. So we just did our favorite scary movies. Donnie Darko got picked as Becca's favorite scary movie. I argued that it wasn't scary. I went back and watched half of it, and it was pretty scary.
It's unsettling.
Yeah. I did fall asleep towards the end because the end is what I remember the most. It was the beginning and the middle that I kind of had forgotten. And then like the way the bunny looks and the faces and the mirrors and all that stuff.
Yeah, Frank.
It was fucking creepy. Definitely creepy. But a good movie. It's a good fucking movie. I enjoyed it.
It's very good. I like the intro. I like him waking up. He kind of wakes up he wakes up on top of the hill with his bike and he smiles. And you're like, why? You don't pay any mind to it until you watch the whole movie, and then you realize why he smiles. Yeah, because that Donnie knew that he sacrificed himself to save the girl. Yeah, right. But he smiled, and so it's one of those things that it pays to watch it again. You know, watch multiple views.
Whenever I see is it the end where the jet engine falls on the house?
Yeah, it comes and crashes.
The very end, right?
He comes home and then he gets into bed. Yeah. That
always I thought was very interesting.
Because if he dies, she never meets him.
Right.
And they never go to the party.
Yep.
And she doesn't die. She doesn't get run over by the car.
And also just watch that aside, just watching that scene, it reminds me of Breaking Bad, season 4, with the flight controller guy fucks up all those flights. And shit just drops out of the sky on all the houses in the community. With my uncle being a pilot, you know, like that. Some of the stories I heard from him, because when he used to fly cargo, they used to have accidents a lot. And so just seeing that reminds you of things. It reminded me of a bunch of different things.
And it makes it more real, too.
Yeah, because when I saw it again, I was like, oh, man, it brought up all these like stories and stuff that people have told me and what I've seen and things like that, and just even Breaking Bad, just because it's relevant. It was relatable, I should say.
Yeah. I think it's cool that they never focus on that aspect of it, though, other than, like, the quantum portal aspect of it is, like, this plane engine only got cut off because a plane went through a portal and then fell on Donnie's house.
Yeah.
and how that all happened. And you got these trails, you know, there's a part at the end where it's just this trail and he's following it, and like that's what needs to happen for this engine to go through the portal.
Man, I gotta watch Donnie Darko.
It's very weird during the middle because he's talking to his science teacher about stuff, and then
Who did Donnie Darko? Do you know? Do you remember?
yeah, his name is blank. Richard Kelly.
Darko.
Richard Kelly. He didn't do much. He made the movie called The Button
Richard Kelly, yeah.
after this movie, which with
Benjamin Button?
Charlize Theron.
Oh, he did Southland. He was a writer for Southland.
Who's the blonde? Who's the tall? Cameron Diaz.
Yeah. Oh, he did The Box.
The Box.
Oh,
not the
that's
Button.
right. I actually
The
liked
Box.
that movie. I thought it was interesting.
It is. Well, it's a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
He just kind of took that to the next level, but
He has a movie called Corpus Christi in development. I wonder if that's about Texas.
interesting. Anyways, I think Donnie Darko is fantastic. There's so many little things that you can pick up in that movie. Every song has something to do with it. Okay, so the intro song to the theatrical version is Echo and the Bunnymen, which, you know, Frank the Bunny, right? So there's like correlations there. And then the director's cut has In Excess.
Mad World?
No, that's not Mad World. Mad World is Tears for Fears.
Oh, okay.
In
Oh,
Excess,
that's right, yeah.
something about a heart, and so that song, the director's cut song, has to do with like the two of them falling in love and like giving up your heart or whatever. Every song has something to do with something, you know.
I gotta find that. I gotta watch that one, the director's cut.
There's not a whole lot different. The song at the in the intro is different, and it's just to take a different meaning out of the movie. But Frank the Bunny is very creepy when he's like, "I've been watching you," and he's like, 28 days, 8 hours, whatever, and it's like, "This is when the world will end." And it's like, that's fucking terrifying.
I loved the visual effects of that movie. I think one of my favorite scenes, the one that struck me the most, is when Jake is like, when Donnie's standing like just looking into the mirror, and then Frank like puts his hand up on there and it like ripples.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I want to be Frank the Rabbit.
Yeah.
Like that was probably one of the coolest things I'd ever seen, and I feel like Frank the Rabbit was he was a very important role in the movie, but he was surprisingly neutral.
Right.
Like he didn't do much. He just kind of woke you up to the concept of like what was going on, but in a very cryptic way. And I think
part of it, I think, the Frank exists because it starts with him not being on his medication. He's going to a therapist, so he's got some sort of mental thing going on, and so the Frank thing kind of makes you feel like. I feel like the real part of the movie is that there's two timelines. One where where Frank gets him out of the bed, takes him out into the golf course when the crash happens so that he lives.
Right.
And one where that doesn't happen and he stays in the bed and he dies. And in the one where he lives, his girlfriend that he falls in love with gets hit by a car, and the one where he dies, she lives.
Yeah.
That's like the only reality to the story. Everything else, I feel like, has to do with whatever he's going through mentally, you know, like and that kind of ties in a little bit with Hill House too, because some of the Hill House stuff is like, well, a lot of these people have like mental things going on. So
for
like,
real,
is it a haunted house? Are they fucking crazy? Did they get it from their mother and stuff?
I don't know why Theo wears gloves.
You don't?
No.
They already went into that.
I missed it. I must have missed it.
That's so funny.
I have no idea why.
That's
She only
amazing.
wears gloves to bang chicks.
No. No, she wears gloves. I'll explain it after the show. So there's all that to go into. Is like, what role does Frank play in? Is Frank real? Is he not real? He ends up being the guy who ran his girlfriend over.
Oh yeah.
You know, and he gets shot in the eye. That's why his eye is all like
It's
weird.
all
Yeah.
wonky.
But there's also tons of like funny things in it too, where like they're waiting at the bus and they're having a cigarette, and she's like, the guy's like, hey, Wong, do you want a cigarette? And she's like, shut up. And he's like, go back to China, bitch. It's like so stupid and like, I don't know. It's
See,
like,
and to me, again, Donnie Darko doesn't strike me as like a scary movie. It's like a mind fuck.
it's unsettling.
yeah.
And for me, I think this movie gets a lot of criticism just because it's Ashton Kutcher, but I really liked The Butterfly Effect.
Sure,
I
but
think
that's a
there was
good movie.
Sequel. I think there was a sequel or a second one, but I didn't bother to
Is
see
there?
it. I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's akin to S. Darko, where like Butterfly Effect and Donnie Darko are good like little tiny movies, and then they're like, we're gonna do a studio sequel with none of the original characters in them, and it's like that's fucking terrible because they did do two Butterfly Effects.
I loved Butterfly Effect, and I think that Ashton Kutcher actually delivered a very good performance.
Agreed.
Particularly, there was I think when he was like a quadriplegic, and he was like freaking out because he didn't have arms. He couldn't get to his journal. Like he couldn't do this shit, and he was doing all this stuff to make sure that this person was protected.
Yeah.
You know, similar to, and then you know, and all in all, it was really he just needed to let things roll the way they were supposed to, and things would have been fine.
Yeah, and I see the parallel you're drawing between the two movies is like there's things that you do that have effects to other, you know, timelines and stuff. And
right, so Donnie dies, she gets to live.
Yeah.
If he gets to live, she has to die.
But the funny thing is with Donnie Darko is you have so much stuff going on. He's on medication. His family, he's like the black sheep of his family. The Patrick Swayze is like a fucking child pornographer.
Yeah.
You know, he's seeing this bunny. He's hallucinating. He knows when the world is going to end.
And everybody loves Patrick Swayze, right?
Yeah, because he's like this motivational speaker.
Yep.
And the teacher is like obsessed with him. And then he finds out that he's you find out he's a child pornographer or whatever. There's so much stuff that when you watch that movie for the first time and you don't know why he smiles at the beginning and you don't even think about it and you don't understand why there's a portal and why he's following these weird like things and you know why he goes like, wait, he killed himself? Why did he kill himself? And then she's there and it's like there's so many reasons for you to be like, that was stupid as fuck. I don't understand what that movie was going for. But if you watch it again, you're like, oh, it's just a fucking love story.
Yeah.
It's like he really loved her and he went back and he wanted to kill himself so that she could live because it's like Rocky. Everyone's like, oh, Rocky's a boxing movie. I don't want to watch Rocky. That's a guy movie. And it's like, no, that's a fucking rom. It's a romantic movie. He loves her so much.
Did it all for her, yeah.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like you just have to look for these. Yeah, but that's what you make fun of, right? But in the context of that movie, when he's like, Adrian, it's like, oh God, he loves her so much. He just wants her to know that he did it, you know? And it's like, you know. Anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
In the context of these movies, it makes perfect sense. Outside of the movies, it's like they're weird, they're creepy, they're unsettling. There's this bunny for no reason, or, you know, he's a boxer. All these things. It doesn't make any sense, but...
Yep.
Yeah, I think Richard Kelly had something going, you know, and he's a really smart filmmaker. And I don't know, man. I think maybe he got a lot of shit for the box, the button, the box,
the box. Yeah.
He got a lot of shit for the box.
Another good cast too.
It was a good cast. It was
Frank
a little
Langella.
heady. It was a little up here. It didn't really
alien-ish
do the thing that Donnie Darko did. I don't know. I think it was a sophomore, not necessarily slump, but a sophomore like, wow, this is what people really think about me, you know, because there was no expectations for Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
And then Donnie Darko was like now a cool thing. All the hip kids were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've seen Donnie Darko," and all the cool kids were like, "I've never seen Donnie Darko."
Yeah.
And so now you're a name. I had heard of Richard Kelly by the time the box came out, and
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm gonna see the box. I like him. I like Donnie Darko."
I saw that in the theaters.
And I did not, but I watched the box, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't like it that much. It was okay." And I think that's why a lot of people but
Now, what
it's
would
not
you
even
do
his
thing?
concept. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
it's a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
But it is a great concept. I'm getting really talkative in these episodes. Anyways,
Well, that's
Passion. Yeah.
not a bad thing.
it's goddamn almost 11 o'clock.
I know.
We're
No
usually
Red
done
Dead
by
tonight.
9.
It's gonna be like
I'm
no
gonna-
Red Dead tonight.
I'm Red Dead.
I meant to ask you guys, did either of you guys see Bad Times yet?
No. I gotta sign up for A-List again
Bad times.
at
El Royale.
El Royale.
Oh, gotcha.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that movie. So.
Yeah, she got us all hooked up for A-List, and now we just basically see whatever the fuck we want.
I know. So we went through a huge money exchange during the move,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and A-List
First.
with
Fell to the wayside.
it withdrawed, and it
Yeah.
didn't have the money, and it canceled, and we've been trying to get our wheels in the ground again to sign up for
Well,
it. And
yeah, you gotta take care of responsibilities first.
Because you're in the middle of moving too.
I'll just say that, I went from seeing no movies for so many years
Yeah.
to seeing lots of movies. all
you
the
see
time.
more. You've seen more than me in the last couple months.
Yeah, like we just go see everything. She's like, "You want to go see it?" And
Might as
I'm
well.
like, "Yep, sure, why not?"
Sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Might as
cost
well.
us whatever popcorn's gonna cost us, and because we bought the fancy bucket, that's $5.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cost
nice.
us $5 to go see a movie. Sure,
amazing.
worth it.
Yep.
And we actually went to the movies on Sunday. I had Kira over. I got her early, and we went and saw Smallfoot.
Nice.
And
Crickets.
if you were to ask Kira what her review was,
He's
I
keeping
said,
Smallfoot
"Well,
in the top
sweetie, what do
10
you
though.
think?" She goes, "It's fine."
That's fine.
She didn't even really like it.
That was like, that's the most legit review you can get out of anybody.
She
as a
didn't like
7-year-old
go
kid.
balls deep in it. She was like, okay.
She goes, "It's fine." And I asked
Nice.
her later, I go, "Did you like the movie today?" And she goes, "It's fine." And I go,
Dude.
"Not like your favorite movie ever?" And she goes, "No."
Dude, I gotta
No.
have her on the
No.
podcast.
Like, what? No.
You're lucky you didn't pay for that shit.
Like, there was a couple parts where we laughed, but like, yeah, it was a cute movie. There was some cute stuff to it, but like, it wasn't Coco.
Yeah.
It like nothing is Coco, but like,
Dude, Coco.
Oh,
yeah.
Coco.
Woof.
It was all right. It was worth it being free.
Sure. You're keeping it in the top 10, James says.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay there.
Everyone go see Smallfoot.
I wish Coco was still in the top 10.
I do too.
Could you imagine?
the ofrenda.
Oh, God. Don't even say it.
It's been in the top 10 for 68 weeks.
Yeah.
No, I thought Bad Times was really good.
Can I ask you a question about it? Because I don't want you to talk about it. I want you to simply answer my questions.
Okay.
Is it character driven? Is it all about the characters?
Yes. Like all the characters are there for a reason,
Yeah,
and it all builds onto why.
got it. Okay, does it tell their backstory indivially? Like,
Are
do
we
you
talking
learn
about Star is Born now? What are we talking about?
El Royale?
Bad
Oh,
Times
gotcha. Okay.
at El Royale. Yes.
So
Yeah.
you're like, here's fucking Thor, and now here's his backstory, and you get a little bit of just him, and then it kind of ties into what's going on in the
Yeah, so it'll be like, here's character A,
yeah.
and then it'll be kind of like, character A will be talking, and then character B will come in, and they'll kind of get to know each other, and then it'll lead off into character B, and then his backstory comes.
Okay.
And they all kind of start, so it'll build onto one, and then the next one kind of,
Yeah.
substantiates that, and they all
And you
start to
felt
kinda-
like the peak of this was good.
Yeah, I thought
Where it all ends up is it a twist? Is it a heady? Is it a thought-provoking kind of thing? Or is it just
I
like...
won't say that it was like a big twist. It wasn't in a way where you're like, no fucking way.
Okay.
Like you weren't like, but it didn't end the way I thought it was gonna end.
Got it. Okay. So it subverts expectations without, mind
And
fucking.
the fact that there was smaller, lesser known. Okay, so I'll just say this: Jeff Bridges was fucking awesome. I would have just seen it just for his character. I think
Yeah,
Jeff
well,
Bridges,
that's just like your opinion, man.
it is like he really he tied the movie together, man. It was really he was there and it
I gotta
was good,
watch fucking
man.
Big Lebowski now. All right, that's all I want you to say. I want to see it.
Okay, you gotta go. I'll wait here.
Say what?
Go see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll wait
okay.
here.
We're gonna look at the movies we're gonna watch this week.
Flashback. Move
Yay.
forward.
This is what you should do. You should do this with Angela. You should be watching these movies with us.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, what movie were we watching?
All right. So we have quite an eclectic variety of what the fuck movies this time. We have a movie from 1979 called The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have another movie from 1979, The Running.
Cool.
No.
No.
Not very cool.
Or Man.
Cool Runnings.
1987's Death Wish 4.
Oh,
I don't even know
Dude.
if that has Charles Bronson in it.
I don't think that. No, actually, I think all the. I
Do
think
they?
all of them
the
do.
original ones?
But I don't remember 4 being good
Yeah.
at all.
1987's Less Than Zero.
-1.
Also 1987, Cry Freedom. And 1987, Hello Again. These are doozies. 1989, Phantom of the Opera. I don't know. I
That
think that's the
movie
Robert
sucks.
England one. The Freddie Krueger guy one.
Dude,
I think that's that
don't-
one.
I don't like any Phantom of the Operas.
Also from 89, After Midnight.
That's a fucking Chris Hardwick show on Comedy Central.
Oh, yeah. And also 89, Stepfather 2, Tom Berenger.
Yeah. Yeah.
1993, Look Who's Talking Now.
Whoa, is that the sequel?
The third one, I
The
think.
third one?
Yeah.
Wait, it was Look Who's Talking,
Look Who's Talking 2.
and then Look Who's
Who's
Talking,
Talking Now. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because Look Who's Talking 2 was TOO.
Yeah.
Then 93, RoboCop 3.
Dude, all these terrible, like, third and fourth sequels.
The only good movie out of this whole fucking thing is in my hand.
Yeah.
Remains of the Day.
No.
You don't remember that one? That's a good fucking movie. All right. Shuffle up and deal.
I haven't picked in a long time. Derek, do you want to pick?
Yeah, sure.
Put your nub through here.
Nope, you're going to the wrong. All right, here we go. Oh, God. Dude, I don't want to pick at all.
It's not looking good.
I don't feel like any of these are going to be good. All right.
Oh, my God.
No, I don't want that
God.
one.
Oh,
I
God.
want...
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What is it?
Running.
Oh, 1979, right?
This is going to be so hard to find, dude.
Probably.
You're old.
Fuck
It's
you.
going to be so hard to find. Let's be honest. The 79 movies are always the ones where like, yeah, we didn't watch
That was
those.
Pink Cadillac, man.
79, no.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it
Pink
was.
Cadillac was not 79.
Yep. It was
No.
the first year.
No.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
just looking. So there's a movie.
No,
I've been-
Pink Cadillac was 89. That was my year,
Oh,
dude.
okay.
So there's a movie I've been trying to suggest. to you
Running's
guys.
got Michael Douglas in it.
It's never gonna come up because came out in 1982, and so I.
What is it?
It's like it's Death Trap, and it's got Michael Caine and Christopher Reeves, and basically
Oh my God, Aaron.
it's got a bunch of twists in it where like Michael Caine is he's like a playwright, and Christopher Reeves is also a playwright. And here's the little short synopsis: is a Broadway playwright puts murder in his plan to take credit for a student's script. but there's like twist after twist after twist, and it's like a funny drama, but it's like a very young Michael Caine and a very young Christopher Reeves, and it was good. It was really good.
Interesting.
But then I realized it's never gonna pop up on your list.
This movie is literally about running.
Oh God.
I was running.
It's a Michael Douglas movie with Eugene Levy in it.
Oh, nice.
American marathon runner Michael Andropoulos sets his heart on representing his country at the Olympic Games. Meanwhile, his marriage has fallen apart and his children have no respect for him. He sets out on his task with determination and hope that his success will resolve his personal problems.
Dude, this sounds
That
so
sounds boring
bad.
as fuck, man.
I'm trying to find it on the Just Watch app, and
Can't find it, huh?
No, it's nowhere.
On IMDb, it doesn't even tell you where you can watch it. It doesn't even say that it's on fucking Amazon.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Hold on. It doesn't have it chronologically, so I'm having to search through it.
I'm going to do a Google search.
Coma in 1978
Nope.
is on there. 1979 was the China Syndrome.
Yep, he filmed that at the same time.
Black Rain, Flatliners, Fatal Attraction, Yumi and Dupree, Perfect Murder, Unlocked.
Google.
Face Off. He was in Face Off.
Yeah.
Michael
Who was in
Douglas.
Face Off?
Michael Douglas.
Oh, wasn't he like the dad?
Maybe. Dude, it's not in here at all. Can I filter it?
Full movie. Right
Filter.
here, full movie. YouTube. It's a 3-minute thing.
1978.
No, 79.
79. Done. Nothing. Movies. Nope. Wow.
You might have to repick.
I don't think we're going to be able to find this movie anywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, your movies are too old. He was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I
Get
think
the
he was
fuck out of
kind of
here.
known for that.
Michael?
Yeah,
No
I
way.
thought so.
Who was he? No
Oh, I
one
have no
knows who
idea.
he is. The In-Laws. What's it called? Running?
Yeah. Oh, I found it right here on YouTube. Look.
Full movie?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
An hour and
Play
31
it.
minutes.
Play it. Wonder Boys.
Yeah.
Sounds
VHS.
awful.
VHS filmed.
Awesome.
Look, hour and a half.
Great. Okay, cool. All right, well, I guess we have to watch it now. And so do you, Derek.
Yeah, it's good.
Ugh.
Look at that quality, baby.
Wow.
Somebody filmed his
Yeah.
TV playing the VHS
And no
tape,
one has copyright
my
worries
God.
about this movie, so they're like,
No.
fuck it.
but this guy's got 547 subscribers.
Woo!
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Bloodshots. Your homework is to find Running from 1979 on YouTube. Leave some comments about Donnie Darko if you watch that with us. If you comment below, you can get it.
Red on the show.
Bam. If you want to help support us, go to patreon.com/derailed.
Emerald.
Bam. You can go to YouTube and you can go to Twitter. You can like and subscribe.
Derek liked it.
You can.
It was dorky, but it was good.
And we'll see you next week. Good night.